So the Gears of War Reloaded Week 1 beta has ended, and I have a few thoughts. Now, Gears of War Reloaded is an extension of Gears of War Ultimate Edition, technically speaking, which is also an extension of the original Gears of War, so it's like a 3-time remake, remaster, which is a bit confusing. So if you're new, perfectly fine. If you're not though, it's Ultimate Edition with extra pots of paint. Week 1 beta though, nothing to do with single player, only multiplayer, as you can see behind me. And essentially what it seemed to be was a server test. There seemed to be a server test to see if everything was running, see how everything was working, and more importantly, if it was working. And as you can see, when it works, it works.
Great. Yes! Yes!
But sometimes it doesn't work, and when it doesn't work at all. Which is kind of funny for Gears of War, because originally that's always kind of been an issue. Gears of War 2 had server issues, Gears of War 1 clearly had server issues, and we're back at it again. So it's keeping nostalgia alive, which is maybe not the ways we were expecting. Play next weekend, I'm saying we like I run this damn thing. They are doing another beta, so there's another beta weekend to test out, so you don't need to wait until August to see if you actually want to play the game. Now, it's free on Game Pass, wild for a new start. It's on PlayStation, even more wild. And it's on PC, not as crazy, but you know, still big. Very big! What this basically means is Gears is now coming to all fronts, so it means we all get to come on all fronts. Long story short, it means we all get to play Gears all the time. Cross-play, cross-progression, which is wild. That's kind of like a small thing, but it makes everything so much easier. You can play everywhere all at once, which is kind of Xbox's motto, which is now even meaning PlayStation players get to play it. Which means Gears, which has kind of been the ugly middle child of Xbox exclusives, is now for everyone. It's everywhere. And hopefully Halo gets the same treatment soon, but you know, Halo's in a really bad spot, so we're just gonna leave that over there. We're gonna go to Gears, where it's finally getting good again. It's been on the back foot a little bit, and it's kind of been like shoehorned away. So the people who have stayed are really avid fans, and I did some live streams of the beta, and the people who are avid fans really were avid fans. But there's not too many of them. It's not as big as a franchise, so hopefully this is a way to extend that, and also keep its life cycle going a bit longer. Gears of War Reloaded coming to everywhere all at once is a magical idea when it's especially a remake of the original, because it's now meaning every single franchise, every single platform can now play Gears, which means there is like a very low barrier to entry. It's not a full price game as well either. There's also many ways you can play this for free, which also means, once again, barrier really low for entry, which also means you're growing that fan base up. So when the new game, Gears of War E-Day, comes out, everybody's going to be, if they like the original Gears, they'll go get E-Day. So it's a beautiful marketing strategy, which I hope plays off for them, because, you know, I want more Gears. The stream days, I had so much fun, but I didn't do well. Didn't do well at all.
Do you know when you're just watching this game play back and you're just like, how did it... Who played this? A drunk monkey? What am I looking at?
What am I looking at? I got nothing. I got nothing in the tank, bro. Nothing. So although I definitely have some criticisms with how the beta ran this weekend, there is nothing really to worry about. Long story short, if you don't want to watch this entire video, we shouldn't be too worried. It comes out 25th or 26th of August, and there's another beta weekend, so it's all just testing, it's all just server tests. I would like to talk about some specific server issues. Now, one of these issues, mainly, as it was a server test, was loading into the servers. Now, loading into a server shouldn't be too difficult in this day and age. I'm not a game designer, as you can clearly tell. I'm barely a content creator. But getting into the servers was a bit of a struggle. Once you're in those lobbies, perfectly fine. Zero issues, had a wonderful time. But actually loading into those lobbies are an issue. So much so, I thought the beta ended early. I couldn't physically get back on. I was watching streams of people still playing. I was very confused. I had issues on both days where loading into a lobby, it wouldn't work. I was constantly assembling a team, but I wasn't actually doing anything, so I was just kind of replaying the servers. And so much so I made shorts about it, I made comments about it, and in the very end of day 3 of my second stream, because I only got to stream 2 days, I talked about this in quite long depth because you were forced to watch it for quite long. So that's probably the biggest issue. That's probably my biggest gripe. Now, past that though, not bad in terms of service. Honestly, ran really smoothly. I'm cutting that sneeze out, but I don't know if you can tell by my face, but dude, pollen season. We must focus, brothers. We must get through this video together. Come on, bro. I'm struggling, buzzing. But moving past that, another issue that we're going to talk about is when you're bringing, basically, let's be real, a 2006 game to the modern day, even if you put it through future Unreal engines, even if you push past its graphics and all that fun stuff, you're still going to have the foundations of an early 2006 video game. Now, don't get me wrong, incredible video game, absolutely stunning, breathtaking, works so well, it hooked my brain. I can't get off the Gears train, I can't get off the coal train, baby. Woo! Oh, stop. But no, addicted to Gears of War. But it's showing its age. It's going to. It's nearly 20 years old. It happens. I'm 24 and the hairline's going up. You know, things age, it happens. And you can feel that when you're playing Gears of War Reloaded. You clip to geometry quite a lot. The movement is not as fluid as Gears 5. So for returning players, it's I don't want to say it feels like a step back, because technologically speaking, it doesn't feel like a step back, but movement-wise and playing-wise, it has the feeling of Gears 1, which, nostalgic, incredible, but when you go play future Gears games, it's feeling a bit lackluster. But despite this, when you go, for new players, when you go from Gears of War Reloaded to when you eventually go to E-Date, let's say on PlayStation, it's going to feel a billion times better, so it's an easier way to sell E-Date. But you shouldn't really make your game to market your future one. When they made the Master Chief Collection, I feel like that's what they originally intended to do, is they made it to market Halo 5 and all that nonsense. And at the beginning, it didn't really work as well. Obviously, it was also made to market Halo 2 Anniversary, but different franchise, a whole other can of worms, we can leave that for another day. But what I'm trying to say is, in a really long-winded manner, is that it feels like Gears of War, for both positives and negatives. It feels and sounds and runs like Gears of War. But without the hosted servers, I think it's now dedicated servers. I don't think you're playing off, you know, your buddy's Wi-Fi, so if his Wi-Fi is rubbish, the whole server's rubbish. I don't think we're at that level. I think it is a dedicated service. But it's like, it looks like you're playing on a hosted server, so you don't swap to, like, every game or so you don't swap teams. So if you're playing as COG, you stick as COG for that entire runtime, which means a lot of people leave because a lot of people don't want to be Locust 24/7, or a lot of people just want to change up the variety, and you can't change up the variety too often. So it keeps the elements of Gears of War 1 both to its detriment and to its positive. So for returning players who are back there in the old days, it just feels like Gears of War with new coats of paint. It looks like how we thought it looked like. Very good, very nice. It might be a little janky, not gonna lie. Some things feel really clunky, some movement feels really clunky, but when you get those movement like dialed in, when you get it all dialed in, I couldn't get it dialed in, you love it. You love to see it. It's beautiful, it's magnificent, and I want more, even though I suck. But that's the whole point. Even if you're bad at playing Gears, it's both extremely competitive but also extremely casual. See, there's a little bit for everyone. But like a friend of mine, Willis Makes Movies, I'm just putting his name in for marketing reasons, of course. He struggles with a lot of the movement, not in terms of because he's bad at it, just because he doesn't click with it. So it's I don't want to say niche, but it does have its niche audiences. and it has it's got its specific tone that certain people will really love, and some people just might not vibe with. But open betas like this is a perfect time to find out. So next weekend, you can tell I'm marketing this just to try and get people to play Gears, so we can play Gears together. Genuinely though, overall, my views on this beta and on Reloaded as a whole is extremely positive, and all my gripes that I have are so few and far between, but also I'm just genuinely not too worried about, because the release date is so far down the line, and also these days with Modern Gamer I just expect it to get delayed anyway. So it says August, could be November. These days I just don't take release dates until it's actually in my hands and it's playing. But genuinely, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I'm only excited for more Gears of War content, even though it is Gears of War 1, the third time round. Who cares? Genuinely, it's so fun, but it's also a way to gateway new players into the franchise. It's a 20-year-old game, pretty much. There's people who haven't played it before who are now gaming. There are people on different consoles who have been PlayStation only the entire time, never played it. It's their chance. I've got people at work who've only been PlayStation their entire lives, never played it. Once again, this is their chance. And with free betas like this, if you pre-order, or if you go through Game Pass, or if you've had Gears of War Ultimate Edition before May, digital, you get it free as well, so you get free codes. There's so many chances to play this for free and test it out and figure out if this is the franchise for you. And you know, if you're a massive dude, bro, there's nothing there. I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry now. That just felt like exposing myself on camera. But yeah, if you're a massive dude, bro, or if you're just a massive franchise guy, or if you just enjoy shooters, or if you enjoy like layers of apocalyptic war, it's a spot for you. Or if you enjoy trolling, this Gears is known for its trolling. It's like not teabag levels of Halo, but the execution scene is horrendous, and it's magical, and it's traumatizing, and I want more people to be traumatized like I am. My gameplay during the stream highlights was it was IGN reviewer levels of bad, and I wanna vent, I got traumatized by my horrendous gameplay. The hosted lobbies, they look exactly like how they did in Gears, but you don't change teams. You're stuck. So if you're as Locust, you're stuck as Locust for an hour, and if you're Cog, you're stuck as Cog for an hour, and people leave because they want to be Cog, or people leave because they've been Locust for 5 hours and they can't be bothered anymore. That's something. Please change that. Just rotate the teams. It's not that hard, because you need a consecutive match bonus. You don't want to leave, But yeah, overall, extremely positive. I'm itching for more. So yeah, I hope yous are also itching for more, because I'm clearly overdoing the Gears content at the minute. It's quite a lot. But we'll see where it goes, and we'll see how E-Day does. We'll see when we get more content out. Overall, extremely positive. Extremely positive, I always say it. So yeah, if you want to see more Gears content, or if you want to talk about Gears, I'll be in the comments waiting to talk with you. So much love, my dudes. And I don't know, insert some dude bro comment. I just really want to go sneeze and have a few monsters while I edit this. Cole, do you have any wise words to say? Who loves you, baby? Whoa! That was just terrible. I got nothing.